Okay, the next item is just for information for the board. But going back to yesterday, let me talk a little bit. We had requested of the village what they're going to charge us sewer, and the budget officer wrote a letter back at the end of March, and said we need it by the 11th of April. Well, you know, it's a new mayor, this, that, and everything else. The budget clerk, I guess, is retired or whatever. But anyway, we got it about 2:30 yesterday afternoon, and Mr. Cantorino, myself, and Bill Standish, even our attorney for the town, looked at it, tried to figure it out, couldn't figure it out. And but what I did figure was one of these, something you just couldn't believe, you know. So anyway, it was a big number. So I thought about it overnight, and this morning I asked the budget officer to put together take the village budget on all this stuff and compare last year's budget to this year's budget, and sum it up, and then write the village another letter stating and attach what we put together, and ask for clarification. Now this letter is going to be changed a little bit, because that last paragraph, I don't, with the date and all, I don't understand where you got that, but I'd like to get this thing made. I would like it next week, early to midweek. I don't think it'll take long to go through this, but oh my, I was going to go off on this tonight, and I decided not to. But we need help from the village.
For clarification.
Well,
To understand.
It's going to be hard, though.
What do you think?
I'm impressed with these.
yeah.
Well, I just would like to add that I was at a meeting this morning, me and Hayward had a meeting with Doug was at arbitration, so I filled in for him at 8 o'clock, and Kyle Rodney was there. And I did tell him that last night we could not give out sewer rates because of the information we received from him was just broad brush. And he said, well, I gave you the information. And they said, you just gave us a gross amount. And there was no breakdown of the expense items or how you arrived at it. And we just need to understand what you said to us in this gross amount, or what it consisted of. And he had to see somebody that was leaving, so he said, oh, okay, well, I got to catch that guy. But he had asked to talk to me, and we had that, those words, and I said, we could not give out rates. We couldn't, it's not done this way every year. I said, usually there's a breakdown, and he left. So he won't be surprised by this letter asking him to identify what he was talking about as far as that.
Well,
so, just so you know.
right. So what?
You want me to reflect on this?
Well, I was going to. I mean,
You want me to reflect on this?
No, I think I need to reflect. I wish the press was.
Some of us are here.
Some of the press is there, right.
Citizen press.
Yeah.
I'm right.
I asked first thing this morning the budget officer and my assistants to review the village budgets for 2010 and 2011 and break out all of the information I have in this piece of paper tonight by line number, description of the line, the cost in 2010, and the cost in 2011. Because when you add these numbers up, last year, the operation of the sewer plant supposedly was $2,421,613. The number when we add up to 2011 now $4,368,170, or $1,922,341 more than last year. Now that's why we could not, in good faith, establish rates that we were going to talk to the public about. So, I looked through this at dinner tonight, sitting there eating dinner by myself, and I thought, well, I'll take a chance and look at this before the meeting to see what they did for me today. And they probably spent maybe 7, 8, 10 hours in this building between the two of them putting this together, along with a letter to going forward. And I come down this line, maybe 10 items, and I just lost it. And you know, I've got it before I get into the nitty-gritty. I try to be calm, cool, collected. But I do represent 2 subdivisions, and we've been fighting this arbitration and all the legal maneuvers that keep us from having our say. And the letters in the paper say, "Town board, please pay your money." And we've been trying to take the high road the whole darn time. And I look at this. Sanitary sewer infrastructure repairs. Sanitary sewer infrastructure repairs. $0.00 in 2010. $482,106 in 2011. Now, the way I look at this, it has nothing to do with that sewer plant. That's repair of the sewer lines in the village. If I last night had done my homework and put that in the rates, that would have been $72,000 I would have collected from Hamiltonia Park and Arcadia Hills in 2011, fictitiously. Now, I need better help than this. We work hard, and we are nice people here, and we want to get along. But darn it, we've got to have some help, you know? And so, I didn't go beyond that. Didn't go beyond that, put the dinner and the thing, and left and came to work, okay? But, we've got to put all this behind us. And the lawyers for the village shouldn't be calling the shots. It should be the village board. Who's running the place? For example, the legal maneuvers that keep us from having our say. And we've said, win, lose, or draw, we're going to go on with it, and we're going to build our IMA from that. But I hear nothing of promise, except another. They put a brief in, we put a brief in, they put a brief in, you know? When is it going to stop? This is a community of Goshen. It is not the village of Goshen, it's not the town of Goshen. When is it going to stop? And it costs the citizens more and more and more money. And I don't want to hear it, that the village can't afford to lose. I don't want to hear that. I could say the same thing about us. We can't afford to lose. But we can't afford to keep on with all this baloney. And I want someone to take the helm and run with it and do it. And I'm just frustrated beyond frustration. And I apologize to anybody that I'm hurting some feelings. But it has to be said. We've got to get on with it. And we've got to have good numbers. And we've got to have cooperation for sure. But we need quality workmanship. And I would feel damn bad today if I put in $72,000 for 2 subdivisions for something they shouldn't do. And I don't have time to do my job and everybody else's job. I don't have time. People are going to have to get serious about this stuff. And I don't want to spend more money on arbitration. You know, they even sued us. It said right in the budget, right in the contract, arbitration is the way to go. And we had to spend money on that. When is it going to end? Okay, now I feel better. I don't feel better. I feel lousy.
Can I make a comment, please?
Yeah, please do.
Thank you. I'll take you off the hook a little bit.
Okay.
I got a little teed off myself, basically for a couple other reasons. When we got this in a letter form yesterday, and now we got the detail comparing last year's to the current year, as Doug said, in 2010, it was $2,421,000. I'll leave the hundreds off. When they prepared this, they came up with a figure of $2,585,000 for 2010. That doesn't even match. All right. Secondly, I heard Mr. Roddy telling the people on Monday night that the $100 was for a surcharge. The operation cost was going to stay the same. Was going to stay the same. If you look at this, the operation costs can't stay the same. So I don't know if these numbers are fictitious or what, or they just put something together to come up with over $4 million. All right. The infrastructure is one item that Mr. Bloomfield brought up, $482,000 fixing their infrastructure, which is not even ours. Down at the end, there's money here. I'm sure it has to do with the dirt pile. I'll go on record. That dirt pile does not belong to us anymore. No way in hell. They made a decision back in 2000, whenever they built the plant, 4 or 6, to move that dirt. That dirt was moved to their site. They could have used it for anything. At this point in time, after 4 years, that dirt has nothing to do with the operation of the building of a plant. And I can't see how they can come back and, because that's what's in here. They're expecting our residents to pay for their big mistake. And I'm appalled by it. And if you look at these numbers, they don't match. They don't even match. If you see some of these line items are less than last year, so I don't know where they got them, how they put it together, but they don't put the time and effort that we put into trying to do something correct. That's the way I look at it when you look at this report. These line, I mean, equipment repair, $62,000 last year, $30,000. I don't know where they came up with these numbers. They just filled in the blanks. But to come up with over almost $2 million of increases, I just think they want us to pay for everything they're doing wrong. That's all I have to say.
Well, one of the things I saw, I went down, Mr. Gold, that was Social Security. Last year is $9,400. Next year it's $18,253. Does that mean they're going to double the number of people working in the sewer plant? What does that mean?
They didn't do their homework.
You know, retirement going from 8,500 to 26,000. Now, I know what we do. I know what we do. I mean, I know what our retirement and Social Security, I mean, I know the relativity of things. I can't identify with any. And so, is this, before we can charge people, we need accurate, quality information. And that's why we're in arbitration today.
Just to expand on that, when I did talk to Kyle this morning, he said, well, I gave Bill a copy of the budget. I said, but none of this was identified. We have to understand what you're charging us for. None of it was broken down. And I mean, just for instance, you've got state loans to NICA interest. Last year it was $659,000. This year it's $1,242,000. Well, I'm sure that, I don't know. However, I would assume that that's going to include the loan, the $10 million loan that they took out to move the dirt pile and whatever. So, I mean, these charges are in here, but none of them were identified. We're not going to establish rates to pay off things that we feel there are no obligations for. So, I mean, we need clarification on this whole thing. When you raise something, you double. You raise it $2.5 million. And yes, we only take 15% of that. 15% of that is something like $375,000. When you spread it just as a hip shot over 400 houses, you're talking about $970 or $73 a house, over $1,000 a house, without any explanation. I guess that's what they expected us to raise that rate to, and just do it. There's no logical approach. So just we're all sort of gently venting our spleen at the frustration of this.
Okay. Well, thank you. There's a problem, and it has to be addressed. Just has to be addressed. But I appreciate all your comments.